My name is Nartistina Batrisha binti Adinata. My matrix number is 2022846666. So today I will be presenting to you about chapter 5 in AGR 122, that is plant reproduction. There are 4 agenda in these topics that I will be presenting to you. The first one is the introduction. The second one is the meaning of sexual reproduction. The third one is the meaning of sexual reproduction. And the fourth one is the advantages and disadvantages of sexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The first one I will be talking about is introduction of plant reproduction. Plant reproduction is the process by which plants generate or producing new individuals or offspring from its parent. There are 2 forms of plant reproduction. The first one is sexual reproduction and the second one is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. Asexual, it does not involve a sex cell and fertilization. A single organism produces new individuals. The next one is mitosis and genetically identical, arise from vegetative parts and no spore or no seed formation. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it involves fertilization, fusion of gametes. It forms zygotes, meiosis division, and not genetically identical, and seed and fruits are in formation. I will be talking more about asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it involves only one parent, does not involve seeds or the fusion of gametes. Part of a plant such as stems, leaves, and roots becomes a new plant. Allows plants to be produced much faster than sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction occurs through spore formation. A spore is a reproductive structure that is adapted for dispersion and surviving for extended periods of time in unfavorable conditions. And the second one is vegetative propagation, a type of sexual reproduction in which new plants are produced from roots. Based on my research, there are methods of natural propagation. The first method is a modified stem. Runners, horizontal stem which grows or runs over the soil surface. The terminal plant sends up new shoots and down new roots from it. For example, strawberries. The next one is stem tubers. The tips of these underground stems become swollen with stored food starch. The swollen tips are called tubers. The next method is modified root tubers, fibrous root which swell with stored food. The tubers break off and grow into a new plant. For example, tapioca. The next one is taproots. Taproots are swollen roots for food storage in plants. Storage in biennial plants, for example, carrot and turnip. And the last one is modified leaves. Plantlets. Some plants produce a small plants on the side of their leaves. When they reach a certain size, they fall off and grow into new plants. For example, cacti and bryophyllum. The last one is bulbs. A bulb, an underground bud, has reduced stems, roots, fleshy leaves swollen with stored food, and a main bud in the center which grows into a new plant. For example, onion, tulip. Artificial vegetative propagation. Usually used for the propagation of those plants which produce either very few seeds or do not produce viable seeds. For example, banana, pineapple, and orange. Artificial propagation can be conducted via cuttings, stem, leaf, root, grafting, stem, layering, stem and shoot, budding, bud, micropropagation, tissue culture. Asexual and sexual reproduction, the advantages of asexual and sexual reproduction. Asexual, uniformity in offspring, can increase populations rapidly, does not require a mat for reproduction to take place, much faster process. Sexual, advantages of sexual reproduction. Offspring less likely to have mutations show up. Successful traits can be selected and failed traits can be prevented from passing on for the next generation. Freedom mat selection, less likely to go extinct. Sexual and asexual reproduction. This is the disadvantages of sexual and asexual reproduction. The disadvantages of asexual is lacks genetic variation and lack of diversity in offspring because they reproduce offspring genetically identical to parents. The offspring inherit any mutation of the parent. The second one is species more vulnerable to extinction due to environmental change. The disadvantages of sexual reproduction. The first one is slower process. The second one is lots of energy required. The third one is mate required can be difficult to find. And the fourth one is greater chance of error, harmful mutation. And the last one is population increases are limited. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.